News from the world of sports.
All right, man. We had some major news coming out of Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin finally stepping down. It's been a lot of talk that is he going to, is he not going to? The fans were cheering for it. Kevin, man, what do you think about this? This is a major news. And here's something I just wanted to reiterate real quick, something kind of crazy I heard that I didn't think this was going to happen here. But there's only one surviving coach at the start of the season out of the AFC North right now. If you think about it, Zach Taylor, and that was the one I would have thought of out of all of these guys, would have been gone.
Who should have been? Yeah, I mean, I think they underachieved. I mean, I know Burrows was hurt this year, but Mike Tomlin, I think this was one of those things. I was actually talking to somebody just a few minutes ago about this, my barber actually, and I just think this was just time to just both of them part ways, whether the Steelers nudged them and say, man, Mikey T, hey, it might be this time. It almost reminds you of when I can't think of my man's name, the Kansas City Chiefs coach.
Andy Reid.
When Andy Reid, he separated, right? He had been to 3 or 4 NFC conference championships, and then what happens? He can't get over the hump. The Eagles decide to part ways, and this was kind of sort of. I think this was coming. I talked to Steeler fans. We got one of our show, Dan K. He was ready for them to go. He was ready for Mike Tomlin to go, and I just think sometimes you just don't hear the voice no more, and this might be one of the times he's going to take a year off. It looks like from what he's saying, and probably do some TV. And if he does some TV, he might be like his predecessor, and just stay in TV and not come back out to these choppy waters of the NFL coaching, which, me and
that's funny you say that too, because that was kind of on the lines of what I was thinking too, is that I kind of feel like this is going to be a lengthy stay for Tomlin. I think he's going to be great on television, as long as he wears a hat. Tomlin doesn't look the same without the hat on. He looks a little different out there, but no, all jokes aside though, I think Tomlin's going to do great on TV. And let's face it, Fox Sports is starting to get in that transition where they're looking for some new blood out there. Terry Bradshaw's getting too old. Still entertaining as hell. Jimmy Johnson's already went down. Who better to pass it on from one Steeler to another? Have maybe Mike Tomlin come on there. But no, I totally agree. I think that it's going to be. He's already admitted that it's going to be a year, but I think he's going to really take advantage of this, the TV side of it. And I don't know if he's going to be coming back for a little while, to be honest with you. I think that Mike Tomlin is, let's face it, I mean, I think we can all agree. I'm going Hall of Fame coach here, that stat gets thrown around so many times of the never having a losing season. But that still is pretty damn impressive. 19 seasons and never have a losing season. I know Steelers fans are tired of hearing that one, but that's a pretty damn good stat.
Say it again, BC. That's what he always preached. The standard is the standard.
Yep. And again, like you said, whether Steelers Nation was kind of tired of it or not, like you still got results. You got a Super Bowl out of it. You got multiple dynasties, or multiple even mini dynasties, you want to call it. Whether it was that first run back in the early 2000s, whether it was the Killer Bees, and just again keeping the streak alive. It's a legacy, very successful legacy, the most wins as a coach in Steeler history, and I think that he's definitely earned this ability to kind of walk away from the game a little bit, take a break. And yeah, I'm in agreement with both of you guys. I think once you kind of step away from the game and the grind, especially with coaching, to be able to step away and be like, oh yeah, I can still make really good money and I don't have to do as much work. I can just kind of focus on just talking shop. I feel like he might not ever come back. I think that's going to be too good for him.
Yeah, BC, I'm with you again, man. Because you think about it, like you said, the grind of coaching and NFL coaching, man, it's something. They're the first in the building, the last one to leave, and to do it and to maintain this record. Now, some people may say, okay, yeah, he was over 500 and never under 500, and he did what he did, but it didn't get results in the playoffs, man. But you must realize and understand, when you don't finish last or when you don't suck, that's what you don't get. You don't get upper draft picks. You don't get really good draft picks. You're always in the middle, and he's always making it happen with what he got. So, it's kind of two ways to I can see. I can see some of the frustration from the diehard, Steeler Nation fans. It's like, yo, man, I'm sick of this guy. We can't get past it. We can't get the first round win. in over 10 plus years. And he hasn't won the Super Bowl since, what was it?
2018, 2008.
Yep.
2008, long time, dog years, man, so it's been a while, man. So, that organization, if you think about it, they've only had 4 coaches in their whole franchise history.
Yep.
4 coaches.
Yeah, that's an amazing. That's amazing, honestly. And honestly, Tomlin's led them to the playoffs 13 out of the 19 years. So it wasn't as if like they had major fall offs. I mean, I know there's a bunch of people that would love to take that stat and continue on. They were always relevant. They were always pretty much in the fight of it. And even if they started out slow, somehow Tomlin was able to recreate that magic and get them close to the playoffs or just fighting for it. And let's face it, too, they did just win the division. They had Aaron Rodgers and they won the division.
And you think about that, how things turned around for that. Just think about the kicker. If the kicker makes the field goal for the Ravens, the first year kicker, John Harbaugh still got a job.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
He still got a job. And then, Tomlin definitely would have probably been let go. It would have probably not been no amicable thing, but they probably would have let him go. And it's just a lot depends, and people, understand fans. In my opinion, fans, they gotta be, they're fans for a reason, right? They're called fans for short, meaning fanatics, right? And sometimes fans and fanatics, they don't understand and of what their organizations are trying to do, and sometimes organizations don't give their fans realistic objectives on how they want to go. So it's give and take for both. And I think with Mike Tomlin, he'll go to he'll out there for a year or whatever. And we'll see if he calibrates and wants to come back again next year, man. So, I mean,
Rob, thanks for checking in, Rob. So that was came in yesterday. He announced that he was coming in there, stepping down. So man. Interesting stuff there too, and how wild would it be though? I mean, just something I was thinking of, just having fun with it or something. But what if Harbaugh took over the Steelers job?
Oh my gosh! There's no way that happens.
I got one of my guys on the show called Mike Mills. He's a Ravens fan. Him and Dan go at it each time they talk about it, man. And we have our own little chat group, and one of the guys put in there and said, "Hey, what if I just switch coaches?"
Yeah, exactly.
It was like, it'll never happen. It'll never happen.
Dude,
something interesting too I did read as well is that the Steelers are going to hold on to, I guess, his contract as well, so that if on the off chance that he does happen to stick around or decide he wants to come back or something, he's going to be able to do that. They just can be able to trade him maybe.
Yeah, and I mean, it is nice for them to kind of leave the door open for him like they did. I think that's a pretty classy move. Pittsburgh's, they for a team that's an organization that is all about grit, grind, toughness, tenacity, they also do find a way to keep it classy. And I'm glad that they were able to take care of Tomlin on the way out. But, again, it's one of those things, 20 plus years grinding it out versus just, hey, I can just talk sports on TV for a couple hours and I make pretty similar money. I'm hoping that he goes that route. I think that, he's put in his time. He's done his hours helping that organization out. I think it's now time for him to just kind of kick back and just enjoy himself a little bit. He's earned it.
Yeah, no, I agree as well. So it's going to be just a wild thing. Do you guys have any thoughts on what direction the Steelers are going to go in going forward with this? Because they've pretty much always been defense. Is it time for them maybe to switch it around or is it like an overhaul for Pittsburgh? I mean, I know they don't like to fire coaches and get rid of people there, but is this maybe the time that they finally start to do that? What do you think, Kevin?
I think they have a standard how they do things, and they will probably go defensive coach again. And who they're picking, I don't know. I can't tell you right now, but I think they still will go with somebody defensive minded, and then they'll get somebody who can manage the offense, so to speak. And that's what I'm thinking. So.
It's the Steeler way, man. I definitely agree.
Yep.
We just want to check in real quick as well. We wanted to invite DA into the show as well. You out there, DA?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
All right.
Perfect. We can hear you now. Man. So we're gonna go ahead and so we got you on just on audio, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, sounds good. We'll make that work. Hey, so you're just joining in here as well. What's your thoughts on Steelers here?
I could hear you guys, and I kind of agree. I think you guys kind of nailed all the points. I think that it was a classy move by him, by him and the organization to let him step down. I think he may take a little time off and come back and do something. I don't think he'll do anything from a football perspective.
Yeah,
coaching outside of the Steelers. He may come back as a GM or one of those assistants or a consultant, but I don't think he'll go coach another team. He's a young man. He's younger than me. He's 53 years of age. So, but he's been doing this for a freaking long time, and coaching is not easy. It's a very hard occupation, and he just was in a great city with a great fan base. I think he'll be part of finding the new coach. And I heard someone say that, Fox has a lot of openings and they're doing a lot of things. That would be great.
That's what I was thinking.
I think he would dig it, but I don't think he would do anything with Terry Bradshaw there because Terry used to rip him apart back in the days for no reason at all. He called him a cheerleader.
Still make great TV, though.
Yeah, I don't think Tomlin don't want fight with an old man on TV, but I do believe that there are opportunities, lots of them. Even if he's not on every week, his commentary would help because I think he was the players' coach and the players respected him, and I think him stepping down. I'm not sure what it means for the Steelers. I think they're going to hire the same type of coach, a defensive-minded guy. And because it's been since I was a baby. It's 4 yards in a cloud of dust in Pittsburgh. So that's kind of what they do. And they've always been known for having a great defense. I think maybe 2 years they had a great offense.
Yeah, it sounds like they're going to be interviewing possibly Brian Flores might be coming in, which I think that would be an interesting. He strikes me as a Pittsburgh Steelers head coach. He strikes me as one of those guys. He has like the grit and the grind, the toughness to him. I can see that one happening. I don't know. I'm interested to see. I feel like a lot of the Steelers fans out there, they're kind of looking for something offensively. So I don't know. I think it's interesting to see because a lot more of this go around with all the head coachings. DCs are starting to make a comeback. Defense is starting to kind of make a comeback. It was offense, and now they're kind of realizing that with all this offense, you got to find someone that can stop them. So I can see maybe in sticking with defense as well.
Yes, sir. I just think that offense. I'm sorry, BC. In football, offense, in my opinion, is really it comes natural to teams, right? Because that's what you do most of when you're a kid playing in the sandlot. It's run and catch, and Now the defensive guys are always at a disadvantage. So I think the reason why it wins with a defensive coordinator being the head coach and getting an offensive coordinator, a good OC works because the head coach is not going to bother the OC. He's going to let you do whatever it is you want, so you can be as good as you want. He'll let you draft the way you want to draft. Just know that if there's a chance to get a great defensive player, we're getting him first, and then you can get the offensive guy. But if you look at the Steelers when they were good, even with Roethlisberger, they didn't have they were a defensive team.
Yep.
The offensive guys that were there saved the bus who came over from the Rams, but he was a number one pick. They didn't have any other number one picks. Like Pouncey, that was it. So I think they'll be fine. Actually, I don't think that they're that far away. As Kevin said, kick a field goal, you do this, you do that. During the season, you're okay. Now, this last game, there was nothing they could do.
No.
That was a pack of wild dogs, and Aaron Rodgers could not move 3 yards in
No,
that game. So I think they
needs
go
more
get
time.
Malik Willis, and I think if they just get him, now I don't know if they're going to pay him, but if they get Malik Willis or another backup, because the backups are making a comeback, if you get a good backup, then I Mac Jones, dudes like that, it works if you got a good OC.
I mean, they still do have Will Howard there as well. So, and the kid never really necessarily got a chance to try it out. And because you brought Aaron Rodgers in, and you definitely ain't going to take Aaron Rodgers' last hurrah away from him either,
Right, indeed.
Yeah, and I mean, right now where they're picking though too in the draft, it's not really quarterbacks that you can really find at this point this year. So if you do decide to roll with Will Howell, you go with the backup, give him a chance. I mean, at the very least, it's a low expense, high reward, low risk type option. And if it doesn't work this year, then you play yourself into a top 5 overall pick, and then that where the quarterback class next year should still be, I think, still really good going into it, because
and then Manning is there, right? You have the next Manning is in the draft.
So